Hello there, channel members, friends, and followers. Welcome aboard and welcome to Texas, USA. Today we are flying the PMDG 737-700 in this American livery, and this is a modded 737. It's got brand new cockpit textures. I think a lot of people have commented that the 737 by PMDG has pretty kind of new looking textures. They don't look very realistic. So today we're going to be looking at something new, hopefully. I want to welcome Matthew Johannesson, and thank you very much for your donation there of $19, I believe. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. That's very, very nice of you. Very generous of you. Thank you very much. And I want to welcome all of you guys to this live stream. Go Keen, welcome aboard. Steve, welcome aboard, my friend. Alexander brought the music. Yeah, well, we are in Texas, so something that goes along with the territory. And we have Oliver Wolf from Germany. Welcome aboard. Angelo, welcome, my friend. Clear to land. Glad to have you with us. James V71, welcome aboard. Emirates Captain, welcome aboard. Glad to have you. We have also Missile Mendez. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you. Stan, welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your continued support and loyalty to the channel. Roll Call TV, welcome aboard. Sergio, welcome, my friend. Good afternoon to all of you. Speed Check, welcome aboard. And I hope that you guys will enjoy this flight to San Antonio from Dallas-Fort Worth here in the state of Texas. Stefan, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. And we have also Malkovich. Malkovich, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. And John Bankford, welcome aboard. We have also Halbrex. Greetings, my friend. Welcome. Glad to have you with us. Okay, so quite a bit to go through today, and hopefully we'll have a nice landing over at San Antonio. And of course, don't forget, guys, to visit the sponsor of this live stream, the Q8 Pilot official partners, IniBuilds. You can find there the link to this particular airport, San Antonio, which you've seen preview pictures of in the beginning of this stream by typing chat command !ARR. Should take you right through to the Ini store, where you can purchase your copy of San Antonio. Also, as courtesy of IniBuilds, today they are providing a courtesy copy or a free copy to one of you guys, which we will be running at the end of the stream. So, and this time around I'm going to do it in a different way. But first I need to check that Streamlabs OBS CloudBot is running, because it looks like, as usual, it is not running. And let's make sure here. It's just really a very buggy software. It is actually running. I'm not sure why I'm not getting the alerts. Alright, well, we have the chat here, so hopefully I can manage things through the chat. But let's get started. All right. So this livery, by the way, is available at the sim.to store. You are able to download it there. I think it's a very nice livery of American. And today we are flying a real world route from Dallas-Fort Worth to San Antonio. We are American Flight 1564. And we're flying in real time and real weather. So let's go ahead and get started, and let's take a look at this modded 737. What you guys think of this cockpit? Look at that. Just beautiful texturing of the aircraft. And by the way, all the display colors are also modded. You can see the scratches here on the panel, and you can see how the texturing is a little different than what we're normally accustomed to. You can see the nice texture work there again. And if you are interested in this livery, we have David White, a member for 9 months. Thank you very much, David, for your continued support. Omari, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. And I'm finally now getting the CloudBot alerts. If you are interested in getting this mod, it takes a little bit of tweaking. You need to change the colors of the displays based on the reference pictures provided to you. But I think it offers a much more realistic 737 cockpit in terms of the look and feel. So first thing first, we're going to head over to the overhead panel, and we're going to turn on the battery. And then we're going to come here and set a few things up. We're going to go to the fuel. Now what we can do, if you guys let me do this, we can actually set this to 0, and we're going to go to return, and then we're going to go to the payload and set empty. All right, so there's nothing there. Everything is emptied out, and we're going to go to return, and then return. We're going to go to PMDG, no, not setup, but we're going to go to FS actions, go to ground services, and we're going to connect the GPU power. And next, we're going to go to, let's see here. We're going to go to the next page, and we're going to go to the fuel. So the target fuel today for our flight is going to be, let's take a look here. We need 12,700 pounds of fuel. So we're going to say 12,700 pounds of fuel, and we're going to enter that here. We're going to request the fuel truck. So once the fuel truck arrives, we can start pumping the fuel into the aircraft. We're going to go to next, and we're going to set the passengers. Today we are carrying 139 passengers on board, and we can say this one, and we can request the passenger bus. All right, so now the passenger bus is also arriving, and then we can go to the next page. Now we can set the target for our cargo, and the cargo today is 7.9, so we'll say it's about 4,000 pounds in each. So we'll say 4,000 here and 4,000 here. All right, and then once we're going to request the forward loader and the after loader, and once both arrive, we can start loading. Actually, let's just call all of these guys. All right, perfect. So we can go back now. If we go to the PMDG setup, no, not the setup, FS actions, ground services, we go to the next page. We can see now we can start fueling. So we're just going to click on start, and now we're going to start fueling the aircraft. Then we're going to go to the next page, and now we can start boarding the passengers as well. And we're going to go to the next page, and I guess we are waiting for the loaders to arrive, connecting. And once they are connected, then we can start loading. There we go. We have all the carts in place here. As you can see, the passenger bus fuel is being pumped into the aircraft, and the aircraft is being loaded. So we'll just wait for this to complete. Okay. Not sure why it's still saying arriving. Load and load. All right, let's take a look here at the outside. All right, in the meantime, let's head over to the overhead panel. I'm going to go ahead and connect the ground power unit. And now we are going to start with the pre-flight checklist.
Good afternoon, Captain.
Good afternoon. Rand Cooley, welcome aboard. Bill, welcome aboard, my friend. Oh, we have you with us from Texas. Rami, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. And we have Carl Chidlers. Howdy. How are you doing, my friend? I hope you are okay. Pilot, love to fly. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. Hector, welcome aboard. And channel members, thank you very much for your continued support to the channel. I really appreciate it very, very much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Angela, welcome aboard, my friend. Kevin, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. All right. So we're going to let the first officer do the walk around while we do the... all right, so I think we can start loading now. Perfect. There's an arrival hold on the other...
All right, I'm going to check out the aircraft.
All right. Okay. So while this takes place, we can go to the initial reference. Let's go back, return to the menu, go to the FMC, position in it, and let's just make sure that the first officer has set the adhere zone align, which he did. All right, perfect. And now we are at Dallas Fort Worth, which is Kilo Delta Foxtrot Whiskey. Chris Designer has just become a subscriber. Welcome aboard, my friend. All right, so that is set. We're going to go to the next page, grab the position, and stick it here. And then we're going to go to the route, select the origin airport, which is Dallas-Fort Worth to San Antonio. And by the way, San Antonio is also in Texas. Kilo Sierra Alpha Tango. And it actually was, in 1942, was used by the U.S. Air Force as a training base. Then, of course, it was converted into an international airport. Today we are American 1564, and this is a real-world route for American Airlines out of Dallas-Fort Worth. And we're going to go to departure, and we're going to select our departure today, which is going to be through runway 17 right, which is this one here. 17 right is selected through the JASPA 6 departure. JASPA 6 departure through the window transition. And we're going to go to the route page. We're going to select next trend from window. It's actually the star, so we are going to execute that. Then we're going to go to departure and arrival. We're going to select the arrival today into San Antonio, runway 13 right through the Brown 3. Brown 3, so runway 13 Bravo, this is what we want. And the transition is the window transition. And it is an ILS runway 13 right through. I don't think that there is a transition for... let me check the flight plan here real quick. No, so there is no transition. So we're going to simply say execute, go to the next page. We're going to make sure there are no discontinuities. And we can see that there is a vector to final, which means that we expect ATC to give us the final route. Since we are flying offline, we're simply going to select it ourselves once we are at the approach. All right, perfect. So everything is set here, and let's check quickly on our, let's see, let's go to the menu, FS Actions, Ground Services, and we can go to the next page. It looks like the fuel is almost there, passengers are almost there, and there's still quite a bit of, I'm not sure why this loader, maybe it's waiting for one of the vehicles to move. It's waiting more than likely for the fuel truck to finish. So once we release the fuel truck, probably the cart will arrive for loading into the aircraft. So let's go to the previous page. We're almost there with the fuel. All right, perfect. Next up, we can go at, I'm going to leave everything here. So we're going to let the first officer do this today, so you guys also get a good preview of what first officer NX will do. And it looks like in the previous flight, what we've done was incorrect. I was not supposed to change anything here until the first officer was ready to actually perform after he's completed the walk around. So we're just going to wait for everything to load. I really like those textures. I think it really changes. You can see the color of the displays is also changed. And by the way, if you do get this mod, it's called Mike's Cockpit Textures. It's available at the sim.to, and you'll need to do a few changes to the instruments, but you also need to go to PMDG setup, then you need to go to options, and then you go to colors. And all these colors, some of them, not all of them, are actually changed to match the real look of a 737. I personally think this mod is worth it. No degradation in performance whatsoever, so I highly recommend it. Sergio, welcome aboard, my friend. Badger, good evening. Glad to have you with us. Call Me Sticks, welcome aboard, my friend. And a quick reminder for you guys that we are doing our first group flight. In case you haven't seen it, we're doing the very first group flight this coming Saturday, August 6th at 1700 Zulu. We are going to be departing Lugano Airport to Samiden in Switzerland. So I hope you guys can join me during this flight. Let's go to ground services now and go to the next page. We have the fuel done. So we are going to release the fuel truck. And then we're going to go to the next page. Looks like we have 131. Almost all the passengers are on board. We're going to come here and let's see here. We have 4,000 done, so we can release this cart. And we just need to see here if the fuel truck... All right, the fuel truck is now departing the area. And hopefully once he's off, then we can get the carts there. So, right, so that's the first one is done. And hopefully now we can get the second one, get the aircraft loaded, and be on our way. I really like this American airline livery. Alright, so that is done, so we can release this loader. Alright, so this is detaching. We just need the previous one now. Let's see what's going on here. We can release the passenger bus. Previous. Let's see here. Fuel is departing. Alright. And now this one is arriving. Alright, here we go. The next one is coming. I'm not sure what the bus is doing. But nice animation overall of... Now we need, in order to get the ride zero fuel, we need to wait for the cargo to be loaded so that we get proper zero fuel weight for the aircraft. So we're just going to wait a little while until it is connected. And the first officer is still doing the walk around, so we'll let him finish with that. And all is looking good here. Alright, it's connecting. Perfect. And once it is connected, then we start this off. Hopefully it won't take very long. Alright, and we can start here. Alright, perfect. Alright, so while we're at it, let me just very quickly bring up Navigraph charts. Alright, and let's take a look at our departure. Let's say new flight from SimBrief.
Aircraft looks good.
Right. And now the first officer is going to continue with the pre-flight checklist, pre-flight flow, beg your pardon. That's what the first officer is going to do. All right. So our flight is quite simple. As you can see, we're going to be departing runway 7 right through the JASPA 6 departure through the window transition out of our SID. We then are going to be entering the star at the Braun 3, runway 13 right at our destination San Antonio. And all is looking good. You can see now the first officer is continuing with the pre-flight flow and configuring the aircraft for our next step. As you can see, he's setting the runway heading. Let's see if he does it correctly this time. And the runway heading should be 170 or something close to that. Obviously, he's getting carried away here again. All right, well, we'll just wait for him to finish and then we can set it. All right, let me go back to the menu here. We're going to go to FS Actions, Ground Services, and next page. And there we go. This is still being loaded. So we're just going to give it some time to load. Not sure what the first officer is doing there, but that's one of the things he doesn't do correctly, I suppose. Because our runway heading should be 170, or 168 or 170. That's fine. Normally the runway heading, all right, so now he's working on the altitude. The altitude, by the way, for our flight today is 32,000 feet. Aviation Nerd, welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Candy Myers, welcome aboard. Happy Wednesday to you, my friend. All is good at my end. Steve, 1927, welcome aboard, my friend. All right, so 32,000 is the speed there, and we still don't have the IS speed because we haven't finished loading all the cargo. But let's see if he sets this correctly at least. This one is not correct for sure, and I can actually go and change it now. It's actually exactly the opposite of our heading, which is 170. Altitude is also off, so we'll fix that. All right, 170 is 174, and final cruise altitude is 32,000 feet for our flight today, and that is now set. And we're just waiting for the last 200, beg your pardon, last 1,500 pounds of cargo to be loaded, and then we'll be good to go. All right, that's a good time to perform the pre-flight checklist. Let me test my oxygen here. Oxygen is good. Let me perform the tests here before we start the APU. Cargo fire test. Perfect. All right, all test check okay. Let's head over to the overhead panel. And actually we want to go to this one here. Mach warning speed test is good. Stall warning test is good. And device the flap test for the slats is good. And we can put this here, and of course it's already aligned, so normally it would give you the time to align. I've set it to instant so that we don't waste too much time on the alignment. All right, perfect. Everything checks okay there. And we can now do the pre-flight checklist. Pre-flight checklist, please.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Tested.
Navigation transfer and display switches.
Norm and auto.
Window heat.
On.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto.
Flight instruments.
Heading and alt set. Set.
Parking brake.
Let's see. Set.
Fuel control switches.
Cutoff. Set.
Checklist complete.
All right, so the pre-flight check is now complete, and it looks like we also have all the cargo, so we can detach and close the cargo and now close the doors. By the way, the first officer will close the door for us, so if I go now to the outside, he will momentarily close the door and set things up. We can, before start flow will start momentarily, and we are good there. All right, so now what we can do is we can go to the init, and we're going to click on zero fuel, and that's exactly the zero fuel I have in my SimBrief plan. The reserve today is 5,000. The cost index is 5. The cruise altitude is 32,000 feet, which we are going to set here. The cruise wind today for this flight is, grab it here quickly from the flight plan, and we have 73007. 73007 is set, and transition altitude is 18,000 feet in the United States, and we're going to execute. Then we're going to go to the N1 limit, and we're going to derate the takeoff and the climb. We're going to go to the takeoff page, select our flaps 5 for departure, center of gravity 6.58, set. That gives us a V1 of 127, 129, and 135. Perfect. So we can now set the information here for 127, 129, and 135 for the B2. All right, perfect. All is good here. We go 6 point, what was it? 6.58. Okay. So let me go ahead and set that. You have got to love the sounds. All right, that's about right there. That's good. All right, and if we look at the outside, we still have the... all right, so we still have the GPU. Let's go ahead and do the before start flow. All right, so now the before start flow, you can see that the first officer is starting the APU. And once the APU is available, you can see now the EGT is rising. And once the APU is available, then we will begin with the basically before start checklist. Gibby, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. We need to see your studio, how it looks like. Hopefully that will happen in the in our first group flight. I will definitely show you both my studio, and I will be playing my musical instrument for you guys as well during the group flight on August the 6th. Ilyas Baba, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. Captain Ika, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. That's very true, Stan. Yes, but I've decided to put the aircraft here because it's in much closer proximity to the departing runway, so just to save us some taxi time. All right, let's take a look here. Looks like the APU is now available. So now what the first officer will do is he's, as you can see, he's disconnecting, he's disconnecting the closing the door and disconnecting ground power unit. All that good stuff. Rejected takeoff is done. And he continues with the...
Dear passengers, this is to inform you that the aircraft
there you
doors
see.
are closed and we will be ready for departure.
So I really haven't done anything. Everything was done by the first officer.
All passengers are seated with their seatbelts fastened and seats in the upright position. All carry-on luggage should now be either in the overhead compartments or under the seat in front of you.
All right.
The cabin crew will be passing to make their final safety checks before departure. Thank you.
All right, so that's the cabin announcement there. Let's go ahead and perform the before start checklist. Before start checklist, please.
Before start checklist. Flight deck door.
Locked.
Fuel 5,757 kilograms. Checked. Passenger signs.
Set.
MCP. Checked. Takeoff speeds V1 127, VR 129er, V2 135. Checked. CDU preflight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim.
Set.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Anti-collision lights.
On.
Checklist complete.
All right, so the before start checklist is now complete. Let's go ahead and call the pushback truck. And we're going to come down here. We are going to go to the menu, FS Actions, Pushback. We're going to do straight out. So we're going to, the chocks are removed. We're going to select the tug, the TPX 200, straight out, and start.
Go ahead. We've been cleared for pushback and start straight back.
Hello, Scott. Welcome aboard, my friend. MC Crewfish, welcome aboard. And Dominique, welcome, my friend. All right, let's release the parking brake.
Brakes released. Brakes released. Here we go.
Start engines, please.
Starting engine 2.
All right, we're starting the engines now, folks. Lovely sounds. Look at that wing flex. Very nice indeed. By the way, the first officer will take care of everything for you as the captain flying.
Engine 2 cut out.
Pushback complete. Parking brake set.
Starting engine 1.
Brake set.
Perfect. All right, we're going to wait now for the second engine to stabilize.
Steering pin is pulled. Watch for the salute and release from guidance on your right. Have a good flight.
Thank you very much for your service. Appreciate it. And we are now ready to, once the second engine is also started, so the engine number 1 is now starting, as you can see, and once that is done, we will perform the after start flow and then the taxi checklist before we head over to the runway. As a quick reminder, folks, the giveaway is still going on for the Thrustmaster Boeing and Airbus Captain Packs. You can access that through the video, the 60K special video. All the links are there. And yeah, if you haven't already done so, the giveaway will remain open, so you'll be able to enter the giveaway up until 1800 Zulu on August the 6th. All right, all engines stable, so now we'll perform the after start flow. We need to 135. See, the engine mode selected to continuous. Taxi lights are on. And we're just waiting for the first officer to complete the after start flow. And now the after start flow is complete. And let's now do the taxi checklist. Taxi checklist, please.
Taxi checklist. Generators.
On.
Probe heat.
On.
Anti-ice.
As required. Set.
Isolation valve.
Auto.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Checked.
Auto brakes.
RTO. Set.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Ground equipment.
Clear.
Checklist complete.
All right, so we are done now, and we can head over to the runway. We're going to go ahead and release the parking brake. All right, parking brake is released, and let's head over to the runway for departure. Just look at this beautiful American livery. Mertoya, my friend, 11 months VVIP member here at the Q8 Pilot channel. And by the way, guys, very soon here on the Q8 Pilot channel, there will be some exclusive content for members, videos, that is, for exclusively only for the members of the channel. I'm not sure about streams, but for the time being, but definitely some videos. You will get the access before anyone else, and some videos will remain exclusive only for members of the channel. By the way, this airport, this Dallas-Fort Worth rendition for MSFS is the Microsoft default. It's the one that came after the second update, US update. All right. We taxi to the runway. What beautiful wing view there. Oops. Come on. All right.
From the cockpit, this is your first officer. Just want to take a moment to welcome you aboard and thank you for flying with us today. Our taxi to the runway should be pretty uneventful, and we're anticipating an on-time departure. Just sit back, relax, and we'll have you in the air shortly.
Motosoa, welcome to the VVIP membership, my friend. Welcome, glad to have you as a part of the exclusive group of channel supporters. And as a VVIP member, of course, you get a lot of perks that are detailed in the channel main page. But also very soon, exclusive videos for members only here on the channel. Welcome. All right, let's do the before takeoff checklist. Before takeoff checklist, please.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps.
Set.
Stabilization trim.
Set.
Checklist complete. Flight attendants prepared for takeoff.
Alright, so he's missed the runway turn-off lights, so I'm going to go ahead and turn those on. Other than that, I think the first officer has done a good job today. Yeah. All right, folks, we are ready to go. Engines are stable. Toga.
Cross that. Speed alive. Checked. 80 knots. Checked. Rotate. V2. Positive rate. Gear up.
Positive rate of climb.
Landing gear up.
VNAV. LNAV. Command A.
Command A.
Flaps up.
Flaps 2. Flaps 1. Flap 0.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds.
On.
Pass.
Auto.
Landing gear.
Up.
Flaps.
Up.
Checklist complete.
Alright folks, we are now climbing. And the first officer has done very well today. I think it really is a very immersive add-on for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Works for the PMDG, fly-by-wire, the Phoenix A320, for the 787 default Asobo 787, and I think it actually is a really very good add-on. It's a lot of fun. What FO program is that? That would be First Officer Next. What a beautiful looking scene here. Alright, so we continue our climb now. And I see what you mean, Stan. It may be that Q8 is not zoomed in. Oh, you mean here? I think this is why. Here, I think this is probably better. So there is this thing with Microsoft Flight Simulator. In certain angles, things look really dark. But once you adjust the view, then it looks better. I think now it looks better. Matt Kovic, welcome to the VVIP membership, my friend. Glad to have you as part of the growing family at 10,000 feet. So the first officer is now turning off all the lights. Perfect. Much better, yeah, yeah. That's the reason is really the. See, if I do this, then this part becomes dark. If I move it down a bit, then things start illuminating there and shows that, you know, it looks a lot better. And I love those new colors in the displays. Look much more realistic, and it matches really what the 737 looks like, really. Alright, we can increase this the range here a bit. There we go, that's our top of climb. And it's not too long after top of climb that we are going to arrive at top of descent. It's a very short flight, but hopefully we can showcase this beautiful modded textures for the 737, as well as San Antonio for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Donatella, hello, welcome aboard. Yeah, the livery is just fantastic. I love it. I love this livery up on the PMDG 737. Looks fantastic. Where do you get real world route when flying in Europe? Is there a website similar to Flight Aware? Angela, what I normally do is if you go to Sim Toolkit Pro and you go to flight schedules, you can select real world routes there by either airline or by departure or arrival airport. And it's a free tool. There's also the database, World Route Database. I think I made a video on it at some point. and it also gives you real world route for all airliners. Zeebo, the with forever to be the king, Zeebo is the king of the 737s, that's for sure. I use that livery with the Fly Jason 737. Yeah, it does look very, very good on the 737 Fly Jason. Giovanni Holder, welcome aboard. My KDFW is being registered as a water airport in Sim Update 10. That's why I don't like betas. Hey, John, Mark, welcome aboard, my friend. I'm doing very well, thanks for asking.
Check.
Transition altitude and bearer reference set to standard. A little bit of turbulent weather here. Beautiful looking aircraft, really. To Tsunami at KDFW. Alright, so we continue our climb to our final cruise altitude of 32,000 feet. And we have Elite Freeman Gaming has just become a subscriber here of the Q8 Pilot channel. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. Welcome to the family. I think First Officer Next works pretty good with this aircraft. It takes some configuring. There are, of course, a lot of options that you can turn on and off. But overall, my assessment of First Officer Next is that it has come a long way from the very first review video that I've done. And if you ask me, I think it is well worth the money that the developer is asking for. I just think that I think if you've purchased one of them, that you should at least get some sort of a discount for, or maybe if you can buy a bundle at a discounted price. At this point in time, I think they're all priced at $17.99. So it can get a bit expensive if you want to buy it for all your favorite aircraft, but I think it's well worth the money, at least for the PMDG and the Phoenix. It's just brilliant. I absolutely love it. It just really changes the experience. It makes it a lot more immersive, and I definitely do like it a lot, and highly recommend it as well. Testing the Salty 747 for tomorrow. That's cool. Yeah, you know what? I don't think I've spent a lot of time with the Salty 747. I probably need to do that. Maybe I'll download it and play with it a little bit. Are the camera effects by FS Realistic? Yes, AMR Archives. That is FS Realistic. When is the PMDG 738 coming out? I have no clue. Can you provide a link to the First Officer Next, please? Sure. Let me grab that out for you real quick. First Officer Next. Let's see here. First Officer Next, PMDG. And I'm going to copy the link. And there you have it, guys. That's the link. Right, we continue our climb now. Captain, we need to see your studio. Fly sim, how it looks like. Yeah, definitely I will make sure that you take a look at that during my upcoming group flight. So after we land at Samiden in Switzerland at the end of the group flight on August the 6th, I will be showing you the studio. I will be also playing my instrument for you guys, as I promised you in an earlier stream. Does the Copilot mod respond to voice commands? Yes, sir. That's exactly what I've done, Scott, in the beginning. So throughout, it takes the commands from me. You can, if you don't like voice commands, you can turn it off, and it would just simulate your responses. So you will hear a first officer and Copilot. There's also a language pack, so you can change the cabin announcements as well as the first officer to speak in French or Spanish. I think there's German as well. So yeah, it works really, really well. It is definitely a very nice mod. Yeah, I highly recommend it. The group flight will be on MSFS. Yes, that is right. And it's going to be on the Asia East server. And it's going to start at 1700 Zulu. It starts at exactly Lugano, and if you are a member of my Discord, you'll be able to see the flight plan there is already posted. I will be personally flying the Piper 28 by Just Flight, the Turbo Arrow. But of course, you are free to fly any general aviation single engine prop during the group flight, at least something that is capable of about 140, 150 knots, so that you can follow along. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. There are some external views for your viewing pleasure.
From the flight deck, we've reached our cruising altitude. The flight attendants will begin their service shortly. In the meantime, please keep your seatbelts fastened as turbulence can occur at any time. Get welcome.
High Speed Cruise, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. Cool, I'll jump in the Arrow as well. Perfect, Steve. Yeah, if you have it, I think it would be fun to kind of fly all the same aircraft, but I'll leave it up to you guys. If you like to, you know, fly a different aircraft, that's perfectly fine. I understand that not everyone has it, and it's a payware aircraft, so if you don't have it, that's okay. And what we're going to be doing during the flight is... you know, I will probably key in the flight plan in the TDS GTN device and fly the flight path so you guys can follow along. And maybe we'll do some aerobatics and have some fun. Yeah, it should be a cool stream. And cool group flight. Alright, so if we look at our flight plan here, we can see that top of descent is not too far. So we are at 50 nautical miles. And according to our flight plan, if we go to the Lex page and we take a look at the final, so that's vectors to final, 31,000, 3,100. But if we can actually go to Navigraph and we can select the, let's just wait for the plan to load. Alright, so if we go to KSAT and then we're going to select 13 right as our approach, 13 right there, and we zoom in here a little bit. So 2800 is the platform altitude, or the initial approach altitude, 2800, and the ILS frequency is 110.9 with a final approach course of 128 degrees. Now the first officer will actually perform all of that for us. So normally you would go to the page, init page, you will grab the course and the ILS frequency, and the only thing we're going to do is we're going to set the flaps 30, and we are going to put the speed as 138, and put that here. And then on the approach, we're going to put 138 as well. And now everything is set here. And the next thing is we're going to reset the MCP altitude to 2,800 feet. Alright, 2,800 feet is now set. And all we need to do now is to call for the descent checklist, and the first officer will perform all the necessary details, including setting up the ILS frequency and the final approach course. Now, if we look at, let me go ahead and do what I'd like to normally do, is 13 right is the runway, so we're going to go to the fix here at 13 right. We're add that as a, not a fix, was it, what is, oh, okay, I got it. Runway 13 right, and we add that here as a fix, and we're going to create a 10 nautical mile radius around it. So we have it here, and now if we go to the plan page, and then we step through. So if I step now, I have the 10 nautical mile range here, and as you can see, after this last waypoint here at Troop, we are going to, no, that's actually Jetta, let me see here. So Jetax. So Jetax would be the last waypoint, and then we would have to basically select Hasdo and key it into the FMC so that we make the turn towards San Antonio. All is looking good right now, and we're going to switch this back to map, and all is looking good. We are approximately, we go to cruise 27 nautical miles before top descent. Boeing Corp, welcome aboard. We have you with us today from Lancaster County in Pennsylvania. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. All right, set the view here. Almost there. So about 5 nautical miles from top of descent, we will call for the descent checklist, and then we will begin our checklist into, we'll begin the descent into San Antonio. Nice short flight today, and looks like the weather is very pleasant all across the state of Texas today. Stefan, what do you play? I play, Stefan, I play the Oud, which is spelled O-U-D or sometimes spelled U-D. I've been playing it for a very long time, and I hope that you guys like it. Yeah. Very nice wing view there of the 737. Alright, 15 nautical miles. We're almost there now. And again, as a reminder, guys, San Antonio, today there is a giveaway provided by the Q8 pilot official partners IniBuilds, who are graciously sponsoring this live stream today, and also providing a free copy of San Antonio to one lucky winner, which we are going to select after our arrival into San Antonio, and we'll take a few.
Approaching top of descent.
Alright, so we're approaching top of descent now. As you can see, we are 11 nautical miles or 10 nautical miles. Let's go ahead and call for the descent checklist. Descent checklist, please.
Descent checklist. Pressurization.
Set.
Recall.
Set.
Auto brakes.
Set.
Landing data.
Set.
Approach briefing.
Completed.
Checklist complete.
Alright, so now you can see the approach course is being set right there. And if we go to, so that's what the first officer is doing. And if I go to the init page, you can see 110.9, and you'll see 110.9 already set by the first officer. Now he goes crazy with the heading and the course. The course is, as we've seen in our Navigraph charts, is, let's go ahead and grab it real quick. Alright, so here we go. And Benjamin CLS, welcome aboard to the Q8 Pilot channel. Glad to have you here as a member of the family. And if we go to the runway chart at San Antonio, and we're going to select 13 right, the approach course is 128, which is not correct here. So it looks like it's doing the opposite. So this is opposite to 128, looks like. So we're just going to set this to 128. And he just informs us that the ILS frequency has been set.
From the flight deck again, you probably already noticed we started on. We're not anticipating any delays. I expect to be pulling into the gate in about 20 to 25 minutes. Until then, just sit back, relax, and we'll have you on the ground shortly.
Alright, so I'm going to adjust these. Again, some tweaks are required for first officer next to function correctly, but now we have begun the descent towards San Antonio, and all's looking good. And as you've witnessed, the how do you enter the giveaway? Boeing Corp, there's nothing you need to do. I am going to ask a trivia question at the end, and the first person with the correct answer will win the giveaway. So this time we're not going to use, yeah, that's what we're going to do today. A little bit of a change. How is this modded? Nothing in the video description. Oh, so the cockpit is actually modded. The cockpit textures are modded. All the displays here, so all the colors are matching that of the real 737. You can see some nice scratch work there as well. And you can see the panel work here. Right there, all of that is part of the mod. So yeah. And by the way, we have the heads-up display today. Maybe we'll use it today. What do you guys think? You want me to use the heads-up display for the landing today, or we'll just do it the old classical way? You guys let me know what you like. I have not noticed any. I have not noticed really any degradation in performance at all. So no, the mod is very easy on the performance. Okay, so Roll Calls TV says let's use the HUD. Alright. Nell Prober, shouldn't PMDG have done that vanilla? I think so, yeah. But they haven't, like with everything else. The HUD would be cool. Alright, let's do the HUD. I think when developers or when development companies don't do these things, I think it gives us, or it gives the community a chance to, you know, be creative, which is really cool. So I really appreciate the effort. I'm not sure why YouTube keeps asking me, it's a good time to insert ads. I'm not going to insert ads. Let's close that. All right. Alright, looks like Hector also wants the HUD. So, heads up please. Alright, Stan, Boeing Corp, Hector, you got it. We'll do the HUD for sure. Right, we continue our descent now. 26,000 feet for 2,800. We're looking good. Here's a look at the outside. Beautiful state of Texas, USA. And we continue the descent. Benjamin Cialis, how do you get that head shaking? Is it FS realistic? Because I don't like the sound FS realistic makes, but I like the effect. Well, Benjamin, the good thing about FS Realistic is that you can turn off all the sounds and just keep the effects. So if you go to, let me just show you this real quick. Where is FS Realistic? Should be somewhere here. There we go. Alright, so this is FS Realistic. And if you see here, for example, this is speed brake. If you don't like this, you can simply turn it off. Okay? And you can go to all the sounds. So for example, brakes, you don't like the sound brakes, just turn it off. So you can turn everything off, and you can just keep, for example, the G-forces here. You can leave that on. You can leave the touchdown front and main on, and you can leave, I think, anticipation, breathing. I don't like, for example, breathing. I think it's highly unrealistic, so I turn it off. And yeah, that way you can turn off all the sounds and just keep the so airframe wind, for example. Here we turn that off, and you're done with that. It will no longer play the sounds from FS Realistic. It will simply play it only for the enabled ones. So I think it's a really good add-on. FS Realistic, really one of the best add-ons for Microsoft Flight Simulator in 2022. Yeah, I love it. It's just brilliant. Alrighty. We continue our descent. We're a bit too fast, so I'm going to deploy the speed brakes, bring our speed back. And that's because the rate of descent is a bit high. So we can reduce our speed here a little bit, and we'll continue the descent to 2,800 feet. Fernando, you are the best. Thanks to you, I entered the aviation. Please don't stop doing your amazing videos. Best regards from Nicaragua. I hope to see you flying in Central America someday. Well, thank you very much, Fernando. I appreciate your kind words, sir. And I will be doing a lot more in Southern and Central America very soon. In fact, that's what I plan for all the upcoming streams after our group flight. We're going to be doing a lot of tours in the South American continent, Central America. I'm going to try to, explore new places in the world with you guys. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. Plus, the developer of FSR is really nice. Yes, definitely. Are you on VATSIM network now? No, Falcon, I am not. Right, we continue the descent now. We're looking good. Fly to Guatemala. I like the approach. Sure, no worries at all. I think there's a lot of very nice approaches in the South American continent. And I believe B1 was streaming yesterday the BA-146 in South America, and just the approach was just a lovely approach. Hopefully the weather information, I don't have the weather information at Dallas-Fort Worth. Well, let me grab it real quick just to kind of see what we're in for as we arrive. Here, let me see here. Alright, Dallas-Fort Worth. And looks like things are okay. So few clouds at 7,000 and few at 25,000 AGL. Visibility 16 kilometers. The current temperature is 36 Celsius. QNH 29 or 85. And we are looking good. Yeah. We have...
Transition altitude.
Right,
Check.
transition altitude is set. Alright, so... in terms of the wind at runway 13,
Please fasten your seatbelt. Return your
runway 13 right is as follows, folks. We have 10 knot headwind and 12 knot crosswind from the right. Ooh, that's going to be a tricky one. Yeah. 10 knot headwind, 12 knot headwind from the right, or runway 13 right, which is going to be interesting. Timak Boy, welcome aboard. Hello to you, my friend. You can go from Guatemala, Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica in the same day. Each airport is 45 minutes to an hour. Oh, that's cool. That's good to know. Imran Khan, welcome aboard. Would you please make a video on the AI aircraft for MSFS? Sure, no worries at all. I believe you're referring to Alpha India. All right, no worries. Ferdinand Foster, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you. And we are approaching now San Antonio, which, by the way, the airport is somewhere over there. We're descending to 14,000. Nice clear skies here in the sim. Although the current METAR reports a few clouds at 7,000 and 2,500 feet AGL, I still can't see anything here, so I have clear skies.
Speed brake off.
Alright, let's reduce our speed. Alrighty. We're looking good. The giveaway is still active, or is it late? No, the giveaway is still active, and we will be running the giveaway once we land at San Antonio. It's going to be through a trivia, so you don't have to enter anything. I'll just ask a trivia question, and the first person with the correct answer is going to win. By the way, you should be able to see the airport. I think it's right there. And you will notice that once we pass 10,000 feet, the first officer will turn on the lights automatically, and you can see that he's configured the auto brake already.
Requires all electronic devices to be switched off, including video cam, laptops, CD and cassette players. Please make sure all of these devices are switched off.
Alright, let's switch to the Lex page.
Lights all black.
Alright, so what we're going to do now, folks, is we're going to start reducing our speed. You can see the FMS is starting to reduce the speed a little bit, but I think at this point we need to reduce the speed further, and we need
Speed brake off.
let's arm the speed brake.
Passing 10,000 feet.
Alright, you see here, now the first officer is turning all of the lights on. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to vertical speed, and I'm going to start reducing our speed to 205 knots. go. Increase the rate of descent a little bit to 1600 feet per minute. Here comes our turn. And we're going to allow the aircraft to descend before we actually make the final turn towards the runway. Looking good. We're gonna allow it. We'll give it some time to just descend, and then we'll make the final turn. And we're gonna use the heads-up display as well. I was not planning on flying with MSFS, so tired from work, but now I'm starting MSFS for a short trip anywhere. That's cool. And you know, I hope you get some good night rest today, Rami. Joe, welcome aboard. That is very true. And by the way, these jumps that you see, you can adjust them, or you can completely turn them off. So, but yeah. So out of the box, yeah, they look a little funny, so you need to adjust them. You need to spend some time tweaking those effects so that they are realistic. But yeah, I do agree. I do agree. All right.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
I think I made a mess of that. Alright, well that's alright. I want to change the speed to 180. Alright.
2,500.
Alright, now what we can do is we'll go to the FMS and we're going to select this waypoint, set it here, and execute. And approach.
Approach hold on.
Gear down. Flaps 5.
Alright, the first officer is pretty much doing everything on his own now.
Flaps 5.
Flaps 15.
Flaps 10. Flaps 50.
I think he's just changing everything on his own. So that's fine. That's okay. So the first officer is not doing what he's supposed to do. but that's
Flaps
okay.
30.
Flaps 25.
So obviously, the first officer does not respect
Flaps
this,
40.
and the way you can do it actually. Let me just
Flaps 40.
turn. We're gonna do flaps 30. We're not gonna do flaps. So I'm just gonna change this.
Flaps 30. Flaps 25. Flaps 50. Flaps 10.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's doing.
Flaps 5. Flaps 2. Flaps 1.
He's just made a big mess. So what I'm gonna do,
Flaps 2. Flaps 5. Flaps 10.
all right.
Flaps 50. Flaps 25.
All right, let's leave it there for now.
Landing gear up, landing gear down. Speed brake on.
Yeah, you can disable the, you can disable SACM. You can disable all of that. In fact, you can select what you want the first officer to do and what not to do. I've had everything turned on today, but that turns out to be not a very good thing to do. But that's all right. Right, it looks like it's very turbulent. So, oh, by the way, we forgot to turn on our flight recorder. And let me call this KSAT. Just gonna pause a little bit and then come back like it normally does with the PMDG. It only does this with the PMDG, by the way. Alright, here we go. Flight resumed. That is our 10 nautical mile range. So we are at 10 nautical miles from the runway. The runway is right ahead of us now. And you can see the glide slope and the localizer needles. We are at 1700, 2800, our altitude. Alright, we can see the glide slope is now active, and normally this is where we need to lower the landing gear, but the first officer has done some strange things today. Alright, let's set the... now we can leave the speed for now. Alright, let's go ahead and reduce the speed to our 138. Perfect. 138 is set. And flaps 30.
Flaps 30.
Landing checklist.
Landing checklist. Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Armed.
Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
Set.
Checklist
Here you go,
complete.
smiley face.
Flight attendants prepared for landing.
Thank you very much, Muck Nuggies, for your donation of 20 NOKs. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, my friend. All right, let's go ahead and kill the auto throttle. My aircraft.
Minimize.
200. Sync rate. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Reverse thrust. Reverse idle. Manual braking. 60 knots.
Dear passengers, welcome to our destination airport. Please
Woo!
remain seated
Welcome
until
to
all
San
documents are
Antonio,
recorded
ladies and
and
gentlemen.
lights are switched on. On behalf of the captain and his crew, we would like to thank you for flying with us. We hope you enjoyed your flight today and hope to see you soon.
Well, I definitely enjoyed the flight. What about you guys? That was a lot of fun, guys. Tell you, there was really some serious crosswind. Matthew, thank you very much
Great
for your...
landing, Captain. By the way, I'm donating Mex pesos.
Well, thank you very much for your donation in Mex pesos, my friend. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Very kind of you. I appreciate your support. What is this police guy doing here? By the way, guys, I don't have the landing rate. So did anyone grab the landing rate? And the first officer is doing the after landing flows now. Or I beg your pardon, yeah, he's doing after landing flow. Minus 159, yeah, well, that's not bad. What a beautiful rendition of San Antonio by iniScene. By the way, I compared real-world footage of the airport, and this is a very, very authentic representation of San Antonio for Microsoft Flight Simulator by iniScene. They keep getting better and better. Yeah, they really, the iniScene team is really doing some very nice scenery lately, and this one is no exception. It's actually pretty good. Let's set the parking brake. Right, parking brake is set, and let me bring up the recorder here so we can take a look. Let's stop the recording. All right, so now actually the first officer is taking care of the after or the shutdown flow, and I'm wondering if we should shut down the aircraft or not, because there is a shutdown checklist. So Alright, let me do this. Let me load the flight first. What did I call it? KSAT. Where is it? Where is the file? There we go. That's the file. Open. Alright, we can load it now. So let's click play.
Flaps 25. Flap 0.
Alright, here we go.
Flap 0.
Let's stop it. Alright, that's the aircraft. We're gonna bring
Flaps
it
25. Flaps 30.
closer
Flap 0.
to the runway.
Flaps 30.
Right
Flap
about
0.
here.
Flaps 30. Flaps 0.
Alright.
Flaps 30. Flaps 0. Flaps 30. Flaps 0. Flaps 30. Flaps 0. Flaps 30.
The first
Flaps
officer's
0.
gone crazy.
Flaps
Let me
30.
just shut him down.
Flaps 0. Flaps 30. Flaps 0. Flaps 30.
And this is, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Just the crosswind there. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at the beautiful approach. Look at all the details with this airport and the runway textures too. Wow. Whoa, beautiful. Just beautiful. All right, let's do this one more time. And this time we are going to select, I think that view is nice. Or maybe the other side. There we go. There we go. That's better. Lovely.
That is how you land an aircraft.
That's how you land an aircraft. Well, I tell you guys, this is really cool. Look at those runway textures, though. Wow, if you like flying in the US of A, and this is one place you like to fly in, Texas, I highly recommend this airport, San Antonio, Kilo Sierra Alpha Tango by iniScene. Really beautiful rendition of the airport, very, very accurate, even the buildings and all that good stuff has been really... let me just put shift tab so the aircraft can go where it wants and we can go where we want. Alright, so here's a look at, if we go, by the way, if we look at the view from above, you can see that this is a just really very, very accurate rendition of the airport. The buildings, the taxiways, all the markings on the ground, the positions of the aircraft and the airlines here you can see. This is really beautiful rendition of San Antonio, which, by the way, one of you guys will be a lucky winner today and will win a free copy of this airport. But this is really very, very nice work by INI. Here is us coming to park at the gate, and I'm not sure where we parked, but these are actually all marked. So there you go. So this is Southwest terminal looks like. And you can see here the main building. By the way, the interior is also modeled. So we can come down here. Maybe not this terminal. Not sure which one. Maybe that one there. Or this one here. Yeah. Just look at that, guys. Look at the details there. It looks fantastic. Yeah, you see here how these are all the rentals here. So everything is modeled there. Nice details inside and out. I think this is the one that has some interior into it. Yeah, well, this one does have some, but there are others that have more. Let's see here. Which one? There we go. Look at that. Yeah, that's really nice. Very, very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. Nice details. You know, good on performance. And I want to show you one thing. If we go here. Alright, so let's change the time because the night lighting in this airport is exceptional. Just look at that. What beautiful looking airport, and the night lighting is just superb. See that? You see the lights in the terminal and the bridge there leading to the rental offices? Just look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Just really a beautiful airport and a beautiful rendition by iniScene. And they're really getting better and better with every airport they develop. And I really like their London Heathrow airport a lot. But this is actually also very, very beautifully rendered airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. You can see it there. You can see all of the lights and the distribution of the lights as well. You see how the each parking position is illuminated very accurately. Looks really fantastic. Very, very nice airport. You can see also the markings, all the taxi lights, the runway textures, all the ground marking, carefully placed lights on the taxiway to really render a very authentic experience of San Antonio for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Very, very nice indeed. Good job. Really good job. Alright. Alrighty. Does it work on Xbox? I have no idea. I don't think so. Glad I bought this one. It's really nice. It is, Steve. Yeah, it's very, very nice indeed. Absolutely love the drone mode. Yeah, I do too. We have Pedro. Pedro, how are you doing? Got modded in aircraft. Sorry, I arrived just now. Was modded in the aircraft. The cockpit textures are modded. And thank you, Steve. Yeah, the shaking is FS realistic. Captain McGee, welcome aboard. Yeah, it is a very nice airport indeed. Very, very nice. Again, guys, if you like flying in the US of A, I highly recommend San Antonio, Kilo Sierra Alpha Tango by iniScene. And of course, I highly also request you guys to visit the IniBuilds store if you like, you know, to get your Microsoft or X-Plane add-ons. The IniBuilds are the Q8 Pilot official partners, and I would be very grateful if you could visit their store and have a look around. And of course, they are the makers of the one and only A300, A310, and the Beluga Airbuses. The best Airbuses for X-Plane are made by IniBuilds. So please do pay them a visit. And right now, I'm going to ask you guys a trivia question. And the very first person with the right answer is going to win a copy of this airport courtesy of IniBuilds. So here we go. The first correct answer is going to win what is the ICO code for Kuwait International Airport. Right, we'll wait for the answer. The first one with the correct answer, Matan. Well, you are the winner. We have a winner, ladies and gentlemen. Matan has answered correctly. Oscar Kilo Bravo Kilo is the correct answer, and that is indeed Kuwait International Airport. Matan, All I need from you is to do the following. I need you to take a capture of your YouTube channel with you logged into the channel. I've already looked over your profile, and I need you to send an email with that screenshot to info@q8pilot.com. The email address that you email me from should be the same email that belongs to your IniBuilds account. If it is not the same, please indicate the email address associated with IniBuilds account. I will have the team at IniBuilds basically ship over the KSAT into your account in short order. So I want to thank you guys very much for being here with me this evening. I hope that you've enjoyed this stream as much as I enjoy streaming it for you. And again, I want to thank my partners, IniBuilds, for sponsoring this live stream and providing you guys with a copy of San Antonio Kilo Sierra Alpha Tango for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe, and bye-bye for now.